All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier self hypnosis coach and your personal guide. And before we literally go any further, this is that moment to really acknowledge a historic, monumental day, a moment in our lifetimes that, as some of you, in fact, probably a lot of you already know, that this is a day that goes down in the history books, right? You already know that Chandrayaan 3 is up and away and has successfully landed on the moon. So this is truly that moment, and what a perfect moment to be able to um, reflect on this. And as I was preparing and allowing for the pod to come to me today, as my regulars, you know how this works. I usually just allow for the topic, the theme, the word to just show up. And today, um, even as I was putting this out there, the word was repetition, right? And I thought, what a perfect day, what a perfect time to share this with you, because any kind of mastery, any kind of success that you're looking for, especially as a digital coach in this digital era, is all born through mastery. And mastery can only happen when there is repetition. So if nothing else, this is literally, as they say, the TLDR at the beginning, meaning that if there's this one message that you've been looking for, because quite often these lives are these pods that you may already be listening on YouTube, or you may be watching it live right now. These usually are, 9 to 12 to 15 minutes or so. But the absolute short version is this, right? If you've been struggling through, if you've been, hoping that somehow things work out, the secret to the somehow is this one word, right? Meaning that if you're willing to keep going, you're willing to keep on and on and on, like literally the repetition of the repetition of the repetition, sooner or later, you will be able to receive, you will be able to get whatever it is that you're seeking, whatever it is that you want to be, whatever it is that you want to become. And especially in the context of a digital coach, this is, one of the most fulfilling, and yet this is one of the most difficult, and yet this is one of the most effortless roles, um, professions, vocations that you could ever ask for. And by this, I'm not just saying this. I've been around now for 21 years on this journey, from knowing that, okay, I want to get into advertising. I did that for a bit, but over the last 21 years, this is something that has constantly been reminding me, right? That as long as I keep persisting, as long as I keep showing up, as long as I keep doing the work, even through all the successes and the failures, the failed launches and the missed timed, the missed and the mistimed, um, you know, missions, at the end of the day, as long as you're believing literally in your heart, believing in your own vision, everything else just sooner or later bends to your reality. And by this, I don't mean it in a selfish kind of way. It literally is in a magical sort of way. And something that I learned along the way is that the more I'm willing to make it about you, the more I'm willing to make it about a community, that is when the true magic happens, right? So when you have like literally your raving fans, you have your supporters that believe in you, even in moments where maybe just temporarily you doubt, from within, remember it's totally okay because they are here to carry you along, right? So we've always believed in this higher power, this larger mission, and that's how success happens. So maybe as a digital coach, if you've been right now in that failed mission state, it's okay, right? I can say this, of course, with authority because I've been there many, many, many times. But I've also believed that beyond this, it will work out. Beyond this, it'll work out. So it didn't matter how many times there were the the dropped catches, right? uh, Sooner or later, I knew that it would work out. And I can tell you today, on an ongoing basis, the purely from it's not just my belief, but I'm now starting to see that reflection in the eyes and through the words of my community, right? And at the end of the day, I show up for my community. And when they are echoing back what I've always believed, this is where I know that now loops are closing and new adventures are beginning. So like I said, as a digital coach, if you've already been taking the time, the effort, and of course, you've invested money in building tools, right? In buying tools, building tools, and learning technology, as well as having not just learned from the free internet, but you've already invested money in coaching programs, in mentors, but somehow there's that missing element that you're not able to put your finger on. You're like, okay, what is it? I know there's something that I'm missing. I don't know what it is, but there is something that I'm missing. So if you're um, in that space in your life right now, uh, let me tell you this in short, I've got you. Why? Because I've been there and I've also been able to go beyond that. So, this is, of course, a very unique position um, because it hurts and it feels good when you're able to break through that and go beyond that and do it effortlessly. So, in my journey over these last so many years, one thing has stayed consistent, and that has a lot to do with um, to put it very, very simply, with beliefs. And day by day by day, it's just been getting stronger and stronger, creating more powerful positive self beliefs. And as I've been doing that, and thanks to the power of hypnosis and hypnotherapy, and of course, now what I teach my students, what I teach my clients is self hypnosis, right? The reason why I say I'm India's premier self hypnosis coach and your personal guide is exactly this, right? So maybe if you've been floundering for a bit and you're looking for something that can shift the um, shift the script for you, shift the stuckness for you, I can definitely tell you that you at least have an alternative, right? So the way this works is very, very simple. On Sunday at 11 a.m., I run a workshop that is called मेरा number कब आएगा? Meaning literally, if you, especially as a digital coach, if you've been struggling, and this is the question that you keep asking yourself, like मेरा number कब आएगा, right? I see other people succeeding, but what about me, right? When am I going to get my shot? So if this is you, then this 60-minute workshop is designed to give you that really, really quick sense of like, yeah, you know what? I think and I feel that this is what I've been missing all along. And if this is where you're at, then there's a very simple path for you to start to learn how to use self hypnosis in your own personal journey. And whether you're, following and you're, let's say you're teaching in one of the 5 streams. What are these 5 streams? Health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, and purpose. So if you're teaching your students, your clients in one of these areas, or maybe a combination, this is that opportunity for you to start clearing your own baggage, your own past stuckness in these areas. And when you start to focus on yourself in these areas, you'll start to notice that the right kind of clients start to show up. You'll start to notice that clients actually start to value you because you have shifted the value that you have for yourself. Right? In fact, our tagline is to maximize your market value. So I can teach you how to maximize your market value. So if you're looking to know how this works, it's very simple. There will be a link at the bottom of this, especially on YouTube. And of course, if you're not able to see the link, maybe you watch this video and you're not able to see the link, just send me a message, right? Direct message me, and I will definitely send you the link. And look forward to seeing you on Sunday at 11 a.m. So with this, I'm going to wrap for the moment. But as always, remember, if you have any more questions, if you have any topics that you want me to create content, because I've been, it's like if you ask me like, what is the content creation? Um, uh, what's the word for it? Is like, how do you crack content creation? I can tell you now I'm at that point. Of course, having tried this for many, many years, I know now I'm at that point where I've been able to figure it out. And literally now, closer to 300 days, I've been literally going day on day on day creating content. So I will be back. What I'm saying is essentially I'll be back with another pod. So I'm definitely looking forward to sharing with you and showing up for you. Because remember, if I can show up, that also reminds you that, yeah, you know what? If he can do it, I possibly can, right? Um, and I'd love to hear, your comments, your questions that you have about this. And last but not the least, remember to live with purpose. So see you soon. Have a wonderful day ahead, a wonderful week ahead. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care. God bless. Bye.